What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? It's not Monday, it's Tuesday now. Hot damn. What do we got going on here? Sultan, what's up, buddy? To be dads count as elbow? Oh, heck yeah, man. This is the best place ever for dads to be. Welcome, buddy. We are over on Twitch if you want to switch over and chat more, but if not, I will try my best to highlight your comment so you can stay a part of the conversation. But always best to come hang out in the Twitch channel so you can chat with all the other dads. So we got BroFit over here. Good morning, buddy. We have Dan Fialo. Good morning. How you doing? David is always enjoying his commercials. Dom's here. Dom's in the chat. Dom's on screen. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Dr. Feelgood is back. How's everybody's back ripping going? And then Paul. Paul was our Paul was a to-be dad. He was a soon-to-be dad, and he was hanging out with us for many months before he had his first kid. And now she's what, like 6 months, Paul? Maybe 9? Yeah, now a new dad. Exactly. Running down the couch with the fist bumps. What's going on? 6.5 months. There you go. See? So yeah, you're more than welcome, Sultan. And congratulations. When's baby coming? That's awesome. Ripped 6 blasters from GameStop last week. Yeah, everybody's out there having fun. I got my 2 hobby boxes and my 2 blasters, and I just stuffed them up in my closet. While it does look like everyone's having fun, I don't know how to process those right now, so I'm gonna avoid it for a little bit. It's a 9+ day. Morning, sub 10 days left in school. Nice. Look at this guy. About to be Whoa. The chat is flying. What's up, buddy?
What's happening? Good morning, everybody.
I can hear you on mute. There you are. What's up?
Hey. Dom. I was on a schedule. Oh no, is it hurting? Is it hurting right now? Oh God. All right. Well, guys, you let me know. Can you hear me? Can I do something? I need to make sure that I can. Forgot the Wi-Fi. You're there? You're good?
Yeah, I'm here now.
All right. Good
What's up, dude?
Dom, I got to be more on top of your schedule.
Okay.
So I don't exactly know. I didn't remember, or I wasn't, I'm going to full accountability. I didn't take enough time to know what you were doing this weekend to know that you might not be here yesterday.
No, that's all right. I might not have said something. I think I said it on the Friday show because I don't think I did Saturday. I don't remember. I said it on one of the shows. It was me and Jason. I was like, I'm not going to be here Sunday or Monday.
Got it.
Yeah, it was I don't know why they chose the days that they chose, because I have no involvement in these trip plannings with the group. I tell them, look, if you guys want to plan trips, just go to my wife, because all you're going to hear is no's, and talk to my wife's for me. So I'm like, just go directly to her and she'll gladly book everything.
Okay.
So I just go where I'm told. It was a Saturday to Monday trip, and there was a plan B where if I needed to work, I would drive separately and come home, but I was able to kind of move everything around and stay there the entire time. So yeah, we got back yesterday, maybe like 2 p.m.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. But
you weren't here in the morning. My heart was like, oh. My heart was like, where is Dom? All right. I'll start it. I don't know what he's doing.
And like, how do I do this?
No. Well, I was just, I guess for the sake of this, I'll say, I don't know how to do it. But I was nervous. And then the whole day I'm like, okay, I don't know. I got to check in on him, but I don't want to be overbearing. And then I sent you a video of me saying, man, I don't know. I hope everything's okay. I don't mean like if whatever's going on, man, that's totally cool. I just wanted like I'm here for you. I was
Oh
so
no.
nervous.
And then
That's
I did,
perfect.
and I'll tell you the truth, I didn't even watch the video. I'm so sorry, dude. It was like a day, like the last day of a trip is always such like a weird day, like because the checkout times in hotels, the checkout time seems so ridiculous, and so does the check-in time. But like if you actually like work in a hotel, which I never have, like it makes sense because like all the stuff you need to do to turn over the room and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like as a traveler, it's so ridiculous to like not have a room until like 4 p.m. So we're always trying to do early check-ins. And then same thing on the back end, we're always trying to do late check. We're probably like the worst travelers ever when it comes to the hotel. But like so I wake up and I pack everything, but like Amy's just like, "No, let's go enjoy the pool." And I'm like, "How can you enjoy the pool when you have no room to go back to change into, and there's no time to dry off your clothes before you throw it in the car?" And so like she's just goes right to the pool, gets a pina colada, and I'm like packing and making trips to the car, but like we can't put everything in the car because it's Palm Springs, it gets to 100 degrees, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put good morning, Blaze. I'm not
Oh,
gonna put our
Blaze is here again from
frozen
his car. So disrupting.
this guy. um yeah, and so I'm taking stuff back and forth, and then I like at one point I did go get the stuff from the fridge, but I thought I had taken the car keys out of my pocket, but when in reality I put them in a different pocket. And so I just walked into the pool area with one of those giant like handles of vodka and a cooler. And I'm like, I forgot my keys, so I'm just gonna put it here and we'll take it later. And then the manager comes over and he's like, "Sir, you can't have a giant bottle of vodka and a cooler at the pool." And I'm like, I'm not drinking it.
I'm packing. I'm the packer, sir.
So it was just like it was a morning, dude. Um,
Look at David over here giving playing right into Blaze's nerves.
Sorry, Blaze.
Well, guys, this is my last show. I just came on to say I'm retiring to Jersey, not just as Daily Dads, but I'm giving up my fathership as well.
You're on the run now.
Hold on. Blaze had texted us this morning and he was like, guys, in all honesty, I need to know, is it disruptive if I if I check it from my car? And so obviously we're fine with it. And then David says this. The Blaze is like, damn it. That's funny. It's all good.
It's been a great run.
How you doing, man? How are you?
We're good. I want to put on my Ryan Turner hat right now and explore this a little bit, though. Have you guys ever been in that situation where you're just like, you know what? I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive away and not sure if I'm going to come back. Has that ever happened before?
The thought or the drive away, never come back. Obviously come back at some point, but like, which, do you mean the actual action or the thought?
So this happened to me probably 2 or 3 months ago where it was rough with the kids. Heather and I's parenting mindset didn't align in that moment. And I left, and my wife calls me like 20 minutes later and she's like, "Where are you?" And I was just buying strawberries for the kids. So that's where I ended up going. And I was back.
Oh,
See, I had it all set
he
up.
crashed. There it is. We were nervous for him. No, Jason was right the whole time.
I had this rig all set up. There's this like Ford F-150 like shining its brights at me.
Oh, really?
We're okay.
Um,
My phone flipped, not my car, just so everybody knows.
Blaze, of course. I mean, I think if any person or any father or mother, anybody has not had that thought of like, okay, just gotta go, I think they'd be lying.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna say this is that when you're growing up, when I was growing up, I'll say. Also, I want to give a shout out to Blaze in terms of how he just said something, because I really want to give some awareness to this. Blaze just said he was having a hard parenting moment, but he didn't say that he was fighting with his wife or that anything else, except he said our parenting mindset didn't align. I like that. That was a really great thing. I love that. Right? Doesn't mean that you guys aren't agreeing. It just, yeah, I thought that was a great way. But you know, when you're a kid and your parents say something and it just kind of sticks with you? You guys, is there anything in your mind, if you thought about it for a second, is there anything that's like there? It's like stuck in your head?
When I was a kid and I was going too slow, my dad would start speaking German. He'd always say, mach schnell, which means go faster. So.
Oh, nice. Have you ever seen a Santa Claus where they like speak a language? It sounds like that. It sounds like you're mushing the reindeer. Well, no, because Blaze, I want to come back to what you said. There's one line that I know that my grandmother said to me a long time ago, and I'll bring it back up another point, and it's like in my head forever. But one thing my dad said that when he drives to work, like because he was a teacher, a lot going on. He was kind of like our main caretaker when we were younger. But he said that there was a point in his drive to school where he could decide to take 80, turn left, Route 80, and just go and just leave and go across the country, or he could go right and just go to work. And I remember him saying this in so many words. I'll paraphrase, like saying, like every day I decide whether I want to turn left and just go across the country and leave, or if I want to go to work. And for some reason, that's this thing that my dad said that was like, we have a choice every day in life if we want to stay here and work on something, or if we want to take 80 and go across the country. So anyway, Blaze, that's exactly, I'm with you on that.
That makes me think about when I was in leadership and people would ever come back from vacation. I always be like, it's so glad to see you. And they're like, well, I was on this schedule. I'm like, well, yeah, but you still have the option of not coming in. Not forcing anyone to come to work.
Oh man,
we all share these pleasantries sometimes. Got to call them out. Like when Jason said, Blaze, we're worried about you driving. I was like, we all do that. Are we really worried about Blaze? Of course I am. I love you. But
well, my wife said the only reason she ever turns in to see if I crash or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're 0 for 250, or what show episode are we on? 339? Man, time's flying by.
Has she ever said if she checks in to make sure you didn't crash?
I mean, probably.
I'm just kidding.
You know,
just a joke.
Is your cup half full or half empty?
Exactly. Dom, we cut you off. What's up?
No, I was just gonna make a joke that we're on episode 339, but Blaze hasn't been in his car in all of them, so maybe 250's right.
Oh, that's true. Good point. Don't want to doctor the data or nurse it.
All right.
Did you guys do gratitude yet?
No.
You want to jump over there?
Blaze.
Go ahead.
Do it.
My son's been going to this place called the Warrior Factory, which is like almost like a CrossFit gym for kids, but they have a little bit more like things to like climb on, because Bryson's becoming an expert climber, our 6-year-old, and he had like a test out yesterday to earn. You don't earn belts, but you earn like rubber bands, and he earned his yellow band yesterday, and just like seeing that pride and how happy he was, because there was a lot of kids crying because they didn't pass their test, and usually my kid's the one crying, and so it was really humbling to know that my kids aren't the only one that lose it at times, but also just seeing like how proud he was of himself with the work that he put in.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
Are we gonna pass this perfect bridge up for today's reading, or what do you want to do?
Do it.
Isn't it kindness?
Show us the bridge, Ryan. I missed it.
Oh wait, hold on. Is it not the bridge about like making sure like you're proud of your kid for how hard he was like working there, right? Not that he completed like a course or anything like that. Like it's not like, oh, what was your time? What did you like? Did you beat the next person? That kind of thing, right? But being able to make sure that he feels accomplished, right? In his own way.
Yeah.
Is that where we're at? Wait, the kindness thing. What are you guys saying? Is it?
You're on the
Isn't
wrong
it Ma-
day.
It's
Am I
May
on the wrong
13th.
day?
Ryan skipped ahead again.
No, wait,
He does
didn't.
this.
Hold on.
He
Wait.
does this, chat. If you don't know,
Okay.
he does this.
Okay. First of all, I will say maybe I'm wrong. And I will also say that, yes, the first quote here from Seneca says, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. However, it also ends up saying, it talks
I'm waiting
about
for it.
how our kids, we want to ask them certain things like, what good turn did you do today? Or what was something you did for someone else? Who did you help? I guess that's kindness. All right. I'll take it.
I thought you
All
were
right.
talking about, because I skipped to tomorrow, and tomorrow's thing is compete on this. So I was like, Ryan might be talking about competition.
It's okay. I'm wrong. I'm not
It's
really
okay.
wrong, but I'm not right.
Oh man.
Okay.
Was your kid kind though? Did he go and show his yellow band off in front of the kids who didn't get theirs, or did he?
No, he didn't do any like no boo boo stuff or anything like that.
Okay, good.
Did your kids wait? Were you with your kids this weekend, Dom?
Yeah.
You
No, I mean, trust me, it's a common thing. Like, Mother's Day, like, get away from the, like, there's 3 or 4 different ways to do Mother's Day. You can send the moms off to have their fun alone. It could be a couples thing, or it could be a whole family thing. But yes, we brought the whole families. It was there's 17 of us. Yeah, it was an adventure for sure.
ending with a handle of vodka. Did your kids have to show kindness throughout this whole trip? Was it something that they really didn't have to like stretch to kind of like act differently, or you feel like they were able to act themselves?
Being that themselves aren't kind.
I don't know, man. Is it a reach? I guess so.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna mute
It
myself.
was a mixture, man.
Can I ask you a question about your trip, Dom?
Yeah.
You guys spent a lot of time at a pool, right?
Uh-huh.
How did you guys claim chairs? Was there like a chair claimer? Who filled that role? Or was it just every man for himself? Because I always feel like when I go to these places, it's like a very important job to try and secure some like good chairs.
Yeah, so the pool gates open at 8 o'clock. So, the moms they're all there at the gate, and they just slap their towels and their shoes, and they grab a couple t-shirts and slap them down on the chairs, and we, that the second and third day, like, we had the primo seats, like, because I'm awake at like 4 o'clock and I get a little stir crazy. So by 8 o'clock, I've for sure woken up my wife. And so she's like, "Did you get chairs?" And I'm like, "No, that's your job. Happy Mother's Day."
Happy Mother's Day.
Because I don't like that. I don't like that part of water parks, like that. What do you call that? That like routine that we've developed as a society, where we, go there at doors open and then put a bunch of towels down and stake the claim of the best chairs, and then like those people then don't show up till like noon, but like you're there at 10 and you can't get a good seat, and then like you look at those seats and you're like, no one's been there for hours. I should just move all of that stuff into the lost and found aisle and take those damn seats. So yeah. And then I look at it the whole time where I'm like, okay, we staked out like these 8 chairs, like right in the front of the kids' pool, but like we're in the pool the whole time. So all the people I see wanting chairs and we're not using ours, I feel bad all the time. Why do these
100%.
places not have enough chairs? Like, what? How come they can never factor that into the size and the design of these hotels?
I always want to say fire code, but I mean, also though, like, how many chairs just sit there with t-shirts on them and no one using them while people are playing and stuff? So it's I'd love to read a book on chair science.
Chair science.
Right?
Yeah, like I said, like hotel design, like how they design these resorts, it just the capacity, the whatever, yeah. Theme park science class time. There you go.
Makes me
Ask
think of the movie.
ChatGPT.
You guys see the movie Knocked Up?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's that one part where he's in the hotel and he's like commenting on all the chairs in the room.
Oh, like how they're all different. Yeah, when he's on
Yeah.
mushrooms. when, when they put them all in a row, and they're like, there are 7 different types of chairs in this room alone.
Such a great
Oh,
film.
yeah. You know, if you ever want to talk movies, you gotta jump on call with BroFit. I was in a Twitter
Oh,
space
really?
the other day. I was in a Twitter space the other day. I just like stumbled into it, right? The GMB friends. And I
Yep.
didn't understand what was going on, but then I quickly did. But him and Tom Teager were going back and forth quoting Dumb and Dumber.
Oh,
Like perfectly, like the most obscure lines too. Like they were talking as if they were in the movie. And at first I was like, what the hell is happening? And then I realized and I was like, okay. And then they went on for like 20 minutes. So yeah.
I feel like it's a skill I wish I had. That memory to like quote things like the movies or even songs. I've like listened or watched things many times to even get like any type of remembrance of something. So I look up to people like that.
Yep. All right, Ryan, hit us with questions. This is your
Guys,
page, like your brother said.
I've been trying to quiet myself because I was talking like an idiot before.
no, you.
No,
Back.
here's this. I'm curious. Can I ask your advice on something?
Shoot.
So I was cleaning out my daughter's book bag, and I
Okay.
found something, not that serious, so don't let your mind wander too much, but I found something. It was a note. It was a note from a friend. And the friend was basically saying something that I felt like was like very out of line of what I would think my daughter would ever do. But it was like, so I was like, okay, I see this. And so I took pictures of it, but it said, "You're kind, but you need to listen to your friends more or at all. Because I don't think you would like it if I did that to you every day." Then she said, "And you say you'll stop, but you don't. It's actually rude. I need space for a minute." Then her friend signed it. And then she kept going. She says, uh for I don't know what she said here. But then in the back it said like, "Look on the back," and it said, "Don't make an excuse like usual." I was like, what?
Oh my gosh.
And so like a lot of that like does not align with what I know my daughter to be, which is like, you know what? Sometimes kids aren't the same outside of their home. But I know that usually if something's on my mind, like I usually tell my girls, I'm like, look, I have 2 decisions. I have a decision to either trust you or not trust you. And so my decision is to trust you. And so I try and take the same approach with them. Like if I found that note, like I want to make sure it's like, hey, I wasn't looking for anything. I found I was cleaning it out and then I read it and I took pictures of it and I analyzed it. But I was like, hey, just want to know what's going on with you. And I said the friend's name. And, it was like nothing to her. And it's just like, it's amazing to think how we as parents, we look at these moments and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to destroy her. And like, I brought it up and I was like, hey, you know what? I wasn't looking, but I read the note. I just want to make sure like, you know what? I want you to know that you never have to even like come to me and I don't have to say a thing. You can say, Dad, just want to tell you something, whatever. Like I can just listen. And like, she's like, oh yeah, we just had a fight and we're over it. I was like, oh, all right. I'm like, those are deep words. Those are deep words. Like if someone gave me that note, like if someone like passed me that note as an adult, I'd be like, oh my God, what did I do? So anyway, do we just let this go? Like, I mean, I'm not going to bring it back up because she's like, seems fine. But like any thoughts or advice on that?
My first thought is that, and this is something I learned from the weekend. If you want to hear it, I'll tell you, but you don't have to. our kids are a lot more resilient than we think they are, or at least that's what I'm coming to find. Because I try really hard not to be a helicopter parent. And I think that's one of those things where like you read that and probably had like a visceral reaction. I know my first thought would be like, who does this girl think she is? Do her parents talk to her like that? Like, my daughter's fine. We need an intervention. But then it's like, they also need to like learn to like handle their shit.
Mhm.
And the story that I was thinking about is DeMille was goalie for the first time over the weekend, and she got scored on like 15 times and only saved one, which I think would be like soul crushing. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep for like a week. But she's like, I'm learning, Dad. I'm like, oh, okay, great. But that's also cool that your daughter was like talk to you about it, because so your daughter knows you read the note, right?
Well, I told her that's like my trust thing. It's like, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because my daughter would, I think, stop the conversation right there. But now I want to
Interesting.
be in that conversation to see what happens
Oh,
for this
well, okay.
situation.
Maybe that's something for me to think about, though. Maybe I shouldn't have been so upfront with it. But then I would have felt like I would. Okay. And then if she's like, oh, this
No,
paper that was stuffed in here is like folded differently. Obviously, someone saw it. I don't know.
she's 8, right?
Hmm.
Me and my wife go back and forth on this a lot about like privacy versus like, I'm still their parent. I need to know what's going on. So I would have done that too. Just saying.
Yeah, there's this moment I think about, like, when something that is like a pet peeve of mine is when like somebody gets hurt and then someone around them, they ask what happened, and they go into information gathering moment. Like, that's my pet peeve, because I'm like, the information of why it happened, like, for the next 30 seconds doesn't matter. Like, we need to now make sure, are they okay? Like, regardless of what happened, like, we just have to know, like, are you okay? Do we got bones? Do we got blood? Like, what is going on? Like, let's just fix you first, and then I'll get the information. And so, like, in these moments, I'm also thinking, like, it's not important for me to know the why. It's just important for me to know, hey, are you okay? Like, that's all I want to know. There was a movie. Do you guys remember the movie with I'm gonna forget it now. It was a book, obviously. Is this the Scarlet Letter? There was a book
Oh,
with
yeah, yeah,
what's her
yeah.
face, but there was a remake, or I don't even know if it's a remake. I don't know if it's the first movie of it, but with what's her name? Popular actress, whatever it was. But in that movie, the parents are very present in her life, but they allow her to navigate every situation on her own. Obviously, it's a Hollywood written type of thing. It's not always going to happen that way. But whenever I think about how I want to navigate parenthood, I think back to that movie, because it's like they knew that their daughter was like pretending to be this, promiscuous girl having like sex with everybody. But they didn't really care. It's like whether she was actually doing it or not, it was still her moment. And so I loved how they did it. So I actually always think back to it. But again, it's like the kindness thing, I guess. It's like, okay, well, like, I don't really care. Like, whatever happened? Like, I don't need the details. I just want to know, like, where are we right now and how are you feeling? That's my last thought.
Love it. I read the book. I didn't see the movie, but now I need to go watch the movie because I don't remember that part. Or it might have been a little bit different from the book.
Blaze is that friend that makes me feel like an idiot.
Well, no, I haven't read the book in 20 years. So
Yeah,
I just remember it's shorter, and I think you did a great job.
Thanks, Steve. All right. Oh, we got to go. All right.
All right. I don't drink coffee anymore. I drink mushroom coffee. So Joey's, really good. Nom, 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 nom. And bugs, gratitude, hearts, dads.
All right, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
See ya.
See you guys.
Later.